just getting the balance point on this Enterprise. I'm finally going to get it hung. Just have to make sure I'm doing this right. Come on, man. My eyes don't work anymore. I can't tell what side is what. Oh, my back. Don't get old, kids. Don't get old. Seriously. Now, hopefully I've still got all this in frame. I've been wrapping this around things. Okay. Y'all ready for this? Let's try to get it at the midpoint so that it doesn't look completely stupid. Okay. Drum roll, please. Bring it up. Ha ha ha. That'll do. The Enterprise, she flies again. Hey, pardon my moaning and groaning here. Seriously. But yeah, finding the balance point on toys that you want to hang. You can do it any way you want to do it, I guess, but I prefer to use like monofilament. This is 4-pound test fishing line, so it's probably at the outside of what I would hang this model with because it's super heavy, but you know, I managed to do it, and so now I just have to put an anchor in the ceiling, and anyway, the Enterprise joining the flyers in my office. Hey, how you doing, everybody? Welcome back to Monkey Shine Lab. I want to start out this show here with just a little bit of a discussion about why yesterday's video disappeared from YouTube. It's not because there was anything nasty or ultimately embarrassing in it, but basically I went off on a couple of different tangential rants about kids misbehaving in stores and about parents not raising their kids to not act out in stores after school. Raise your kids better. that's just the bottom line. It is up to you to raise a generation of folks that were better human beings quicker than you became. So get it done. And I expressed a lot of disappointment in the kids of Salem, because it was a bunch of bigoted shit, and it doesn't belong anywhere. It certainly doesn't belong in our community. Anyway, that soapbox to the side, and I appreciate you hearing me out on it. I got a copyright claim, which is not a copyright strike, but a copyright claim means that somebody in the algorithmical world recognized some sort of music that was coming from one of the overhead speakers at many of these places, which they blast. Especially if they see you coming. So if they see me at the entertainment section in the Target, sometimes the music will get louder. Sometimes the music is just insanely loud, and you don't notice it. As a customer, you don't notice it at all. As a YouTuber, as a filmer in public, we do. Okay? And so next time you're in the stores now, you will hear how loud or soft or not at all the music is on in the store. You'll hear the inanity of the program playlist and the fact that I got some sort of strike, and I would imagine it was from either Sly and the Family Stone, Dance to the Music, or it was Elton John, Candle in the Wind. So, it kind of filtered through the music, and most of the time what I do is I put a musical bed. You got that theme song running for a reason. That kind of muddles and blocks out background sound and makes the algorithm, it makes all the computer programs screwed up. They can't really decide if they can hear the Rolling Stones or Sly and the Family Stone, or the next time you're in the grocery store and you hear Bare Naked Ladies, it's been 6 days since you looked at me. You're gonna notice now. You're gonna hear that. If you go into a Kroger store, you're gonna hear that. You're gonna hear Duran Duran at Walmart. It's just how it is. So, moving forward, I will probably be eliminating a tremendous amount of in-store audio if I'm gonna do in-store shoot. If I'm not in a place where I can actually control the background music, like here in the lab, then I'm gonna have to do voiceovers. I'm gonna have to do something else. Y'all are gonna have to read the jokes going by on the screen, because there's all sorts of stupid censors on the YouTubes which talk about whether or not they're gonna allow your video to be anything from viewed at all to who gets the money for it down the line. And I worked very hard on that show yesterday. It was a 48-minute show. I was in these stores for probably the whole afternoon. That's probably about 4 or 5 hours all told, driving around, going in, going out, filming stuff, talking about stuff, and going in and blocking out my shots every time before I go in and film. I do that a lot now. I go in and I see, is there anything new that I can show on this trip? Because if it's the same as the one that people just watched a couple of days ago, and you know how YouTube is. You see stuff for a couple of days and then you let it go by, and then you watch 3 or 4 episodes in a row from a creator, and you're like, oh yeah, you were at this Target 2 days ago and it had exactly the same thing on the pegs. Which these days is nothing. You go to Target, my gosh. Don't waste your time at Target, kids. Go to Kroger's. Kroger stores are flush. That's where I found all my stuff. And it's really too bad, but I did find some really cool stuff. Where did I put it? that's the... Yeah, it's in my office. Real quick, I wanted to talk about a couple of things I got yesterday because they're pretty neat. I got the Blackbird X-Men plane. Okay, got one of those. I picked up this Cosworth is going to somebody that we love. As Nas likes to say, I picked up this silly thing, the Ford Mustang Mach-E, and I got to tell you, this is one of the ugliest cars I've ever seen in my life. I hope that the casting looks better out of package, but I got to tell you, this thing is decorated like, no. And then I finally found the Mclaren, which I know Nas doesn't necessarily like this livery, but I really think that the blue with the red tires and stuff, I don't know, it speaks to the Miami in me. What can I tell you? I kind of like it. So that, and somewhere around here, I did find the Volkswagen Woody too. But I don't know where that got to. Maybe I didn't even bring it out of the car. It might still be out in the car. This is how much I pay attention when I toy hunt. But anyway, I wanted to show you those castings really quick that I picked up because they're just awesome. They're just awesome. And I did want to explain what happened yesterday. Now, let's talk about some toys, shall we? I think what I'm going to do today is a figure review. I've been talking to Saga over at the Figure Trap. You should all please go on over and hit him up. Check out some of his videos. I've been talking to the Figure Trap people, and Saga says that we're going to do another little, best of. This time it's going to be robots, and so I'm super down with that. I'm going to start getting that together right quick here. Let's see, the other one. Oh, and Cajun Toy Review, okay? Between Figure Trap and Cajun Toy Review, I think that, like, basically anything you could want to see coming out right now, these guys are taking it out of the box and giving them great reviews. So please stop by and see those two. And now I'm gonna try my hand at a silly figure review, and then I'm gonna hang this Enterprise. It'll be the grand finale. Come here. We've gotten some really good feedback on the last several episodes, which is cool because they're driving Andre nuts. We're, talking a lot about minifigures, and specifically, I've been talking about the Mega Constructs figures. These, and I prefer, of course, collecting the Halo figures. One of the things that people will say about this type of collecting is that they've overlooked these figures thus far, because who wants to keep track of this? Who wants to have all these little tiny chess pieces laying around because one good cattail, one good, dog ball, one good whatever, one good burst pipe, and you've got to move everything, okay? Sorry, Andre, I know you had a big loss. I don't need to make fun of that. But I'm going to make fun of you on the rest of it, because these little figures, I've figured out a great way of making sure that they all sort of stay in the same area, and that, they all kind of hang on to their stuff. I did try to dig up some of my other ones, but I've got all of my figures are down off of my shelves because I'm trying to get some other shelves put up. So anyway, let me show you what it is that I've been doing with these, and I will have more figures to add because I've got several that I've already opened. I just happen to have all of these from that set that I reviewed. Anyway, I'm going to turn the camera around and we'll take a look at what it is I've done. It's really not all that big a deal. I went out and got one of these classic sheets. They're available at box stores, and then you can also pick them up probably from every brick store in your area. So I would urge you to go on out and pick up something from a resale or recycle shop in terms of this stuff. But when I priced them at the box store, they were $7 and like something ridiculous, like 67 cents or something, $7.67. It was stupid. But anyway, it is a really large grid. Okay, it's basically the size of a small chessboard, if you will. And each of these figures coming on their own little piece of ground that they stand on anyway. They're very easy to just sort of pick an area and affix to the board, and then you can move them around, and they don't fall. Okay, so that's a good way to keep them together. And if you got to move them all at the same time and get them out of the way, and probably what I'm going to do is get a bunch of these of different colors and such and cut them into shapes and build actual terrain. I've seen it done. This is not something I'm, pioneering here. But in terms of when it comes to playing around with your minifigures, a big sheet of this is going to be really handy for your kids so that they can get all their guys to stand up and go to war. Right? Anyway, there's an idea for you. Little homespun wisdom. And again, I would say that if you wanted to pick this stuff up, I've seen it online for $10 a sheet. That's insane. Box store was $7.50, and maybe you can do it better at a brick shop. I need to get out and go over to my local brick shop because they've been advertising quite a bit, and I should give them some of my attention. Don't you think? Anyway, enough looking at these little characters again. But like I said, I have several of these dudes already, so this is gonna look pretty cool after a while. Okay, the last thing I want to do here is try my hand at a figure review because I haven't done it in so long. And like I said, Saga's killing it. Cajun Toy Review, they're just mopping it up. There's nothing, I feel like, lately that I could show and tell. So I dug into my box of tricks, and I'm going to open this Black Widow finally. This was a Walmart exclusive, which was unfortunate, but I did manage to find one, obviously, so I'm really excited to get this thing out of the box. And this is probably another character which will end up flying because she's got a jetpack, and in this particular storyline where she looks like this, the times in the comics, she had this jetpack and stuff, but she also comes with lots of cool accessories. So we're going to talk about those really quick too. And let's just get to it. There's really awesome art on the side of the box. I have always dug Black Widow. On the back you have a picture of her all done out, and nothing else about the Wave. So I can't remember what else was in it. I think there was a Scarlet, the Russian Captain America, and always retract your blade. If you've never opened a Marvel Legends before, I don't know what rock you might have been under, but if you're just joining this hobby, the easiest way to open these stupid, misshapen boxes is to do the one panel on the side. I will not save any of this. Well, that insert's kind of cool. That's neat. I'll save that. This is the warnings, the paint is made out of lead. But anyway, I'm going to break this panel out, and the rest of it is semi-recyclable. And, I do really dig this tray art. This is good. They've stopped doing stuff like this by and large, and it just, they charge more money for it, and they do less work on it, which is one of the reasons why I've really kind of stopped buying these figures a lot. But I'll keep this. I'll put it up. Absolutely. I love Black Widow so much that my wife makes fun of me for it. Speaking of my wife making fun of me, let's do the tray shot. Okay. Comes with Natasha and her jetpack. She's got, if you're not familiar with the Black Widow, she's a super spy that was trained by a secret program in the Soviet Union. And she went rogue and left. And then she ended up with the Avengers for a little while. She ended up running the Avengers for a while, leading the Avengers. I have always liked this character because she kicks butt without having superpowers. She's a well-tuned person, but like Batman, it's her wits and her innate abilities that get her through it, not some sort of superpower or technical thing. That said, she's got these awesome wrist stingers, which can, when she hits both of them in your face, like can sort of make the Hulk, blink his eyes. So anyway, there's a lot going on. We get two extra hands, which is always good. I like these expressive hands much better than the gun fists. And it does not look like they even give her gun fists like trigger fingers, that's great. This is a character that never really, she didn't carry guns. She shot weapons, but she would carry them in this iteration. There are different modes of these wrist stingers too. They could, just fired and smoking afterward, or in the process of being fired, or just at rest. I'm gonna leave all the rest of this in the tray because you've really kind of seen it. I'll take it out. Let me get rid of this tray anyway. Hanging on to things. Piles up in my lab, makes a mess. All right, tray shot. Tray is shot. Okay, so you've got these much more expressive hands. So, and because she's going to be flying with her jetpack, I will probably put these on her. But you get a separate set of hands. You get the jetpack booster flames, which we've seen in other kits. The stuff that is, very much her and her alone are these Stinger Gauntlet sets, which you can either have them after fire or during fire. Okay. And then the backpack, which, interesting, I'm going to have to thread that on her to get it on. But to get it in, I'll try to get that done before the episode is finished. Anyway, let's take a look at this figure, because this is, I've seen other people review it, so yeah, I'm kind of cribbing a little bit from other folks, but she is accurate to the comic book. This hairstyle here, where the one lock is covering the eye, yes, she has two eyes in there, but the one lock is sort of covering her eye like that. That's great. They've got a nice dark wash into the bright hair to sort of bring it out and make it, that wash is so critical on so many different parts of an action figure to make it look good. So I've got to have a little bit of a class on how you can add that yourself. It's so easy. It's cheap. It's easy. Just like me. Anyway, let's talk about Natasha, though. I love the flip collar and the sort of haphazard way of the jacket. This is going to probably look great in a flight mode. I'm going to say this. I wish that they had given her a little more oomph in the back end here and in the legs. It's accurate to the art, all right, because she is extremely spidery in this series, but I'm never a fan of handing anyone a character that is this anorexically thin and saying, here, this is a proper, female character for you to identify with, kids. No. But for me, I'm a dirty old man, so, this actually really works. Let's talk about the figure. Seems to have a double, with a barbell neck joint, so you can get a lot of sass out of her. The head is not hampered by the clothing at all in terms of turning it in a human way, left or right. I can't stand people who take a figure and go, well, let's see if the head goes all the way around. Why? I'm trying out for the Linda Blair part. Anyway, moving on down to the shoulders, it's just a ball and a hinge in there. And with the elbows, single elbow, which, again, I don't mind. When they get into the double elbow and stuff, as you will see when I bend the knee probably, it looks a little weird. Her ab crunch is excellent, so she can be staring down at something, or with that jetpack she can be taking a more sort of flighty attitude. Okay, that's important. And again, I will probably have this character hanging from the ceiling. anything that I can sort of make fly or McFly or is meant to be flown is that's my ambition. It really helps you with shelf space. So her leg, you've got a single thigh cut, you've got a double joint at the knee. When you bend a double joint, these actually don't look so bad. Sometimes they look so weird. It doesn't sort of fill in and the kneecap stays like out here. It's strange looking. This is not bad. Foot goes back about that far, so she cannot kick her own butt. And the foot is just a hinge with a... Is there a rocker in there? I don't think there is. I think it's just a hinged foot. Yep. Which is fine. I am positive, as with all Marvel figures, I could get her to stand in 2 seconds because they always do. Sorry, I'm just working that thigh for you. It's you're a little out of whack getting out of the box. But I love this suit, and she's got the Avengers A on the side here. This is just so cool, and it's so different than any of the other Natasha Romanoffs that I've got with the spider emblem there. This is an absolutely fabulous figure. And so after it spends a little time on my desk just hanging out, yeah, I will probably get her going with her jetpack. But I am super, super happy with everything about this character representation. I mean, the green eye just jumps off that face. So I am going to absolutely say, 4 out of 5 on this thing. 4 out of 5 bananas for this young lady. As far as I know, you're going to probably have a harder time finding these out in the wild, but you can probably find them at second sale shops like comic shops. They might have taken a consignment of them or found some that they could add to their stock so that they could sell this character, but it was a Walmart exclusive. Kids, give it a boo for that. But we do love the character, don't we, kids? Yeah. So, there you have it. Another Black Widow figure joining the ranks. Let me film this and then we'll talk about dinner. Go. Come on. Give me a minute. Thanks. Dog ownership is not only a responsibility, it's a negotiation with a creature that's supposed to be lower on the evolutionary scale. But we all do it. You know you do. Well, that's what we got here for you today. Thank you very much for coming out and checking out what we've got going on. It always makes me feel weird to try to dip into other people's wheelhouse, you know, like people that I admire, people that I enjoy. So get out there and hit up the first 117 and see Andre's stuff, though he does not deserve it. Get out there and check out Eddie's Customs. Get out there and check out Naz's 2 channels. He's got one where he's doing a lot of flea market videos right now, and then his other one, which is of course devoted to diecast, which is the Shelby Street diecast. You know, head on out and check out some of these other folks. That's what I'm gonna do right now. While I edit this, I'll probably watch one of you. Anyway, thank you very much for coming out to the Monkey Shine Lab. If you like what you see, please do the old like, share, and subscribe thing. If you hit the alarm bell, you'll get notifications on your phone like all day long. Like there's a new video up at Monkey Shine Lab, or a new Annie's Corner, or whatever. But hit that button. Hit those buttons. Mash the button, as the kids say today. Okay, folks, I'm going to go do something fun. I suggest you do something fun, too. Thanks for coming out to the Monkey Shine Lab, and we will see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.